The articles of the code are divided into three categories: our duties to clients and customers, our duties to the public, and our duties to other realtors. Most articles also have corresponding standards of practice, which provide further definitions or illustrations of conduct that would violate the preceding article. For example, Article 1-1 states,
Realtors, when acting as principals in a real estate transaction, remain obligated by the duties imposed by the Code of Ethics.
So this standard of practice makes it clear that even when buying and selling their own properties, realtors must adhere to the duties imposed by the code. When filing an ethics complaint, it is important to remember that the specific articles of the code must be cited, not the standards of practice. The standards of practice should only be cited to support the charge of an alleged violation of one or more articles. The National Association helps us further understand and define the articles of the code with their case interpretations, which provide valuable examples of the types of conduct that would violate the code. Before we begin to review specific articles of the code, let's take a quick look at Article 17. Article 17 of the code states in part,
In the event of contractual disputes or specific non-contractual disputes as defined in Standard of Practice 17-4 between realtors, principals, associated with different firms arising out of their relationship as realtors, the realtors shall submit the dispute to arbitration in accordance with the regulations of their board or boards rather than litigate the matter. In the event clients of realtors wish to arbitrate contractual disputes arising out of real estate transactions, realtors shall arbitrate those disputes in accordance with the regulations of their board, provided the clients agree to be bound by the decision.
To put it simply, Article 17 mandates that realtors must arbitrate monetary, contractual disputes between fellow realtors without court action. The Code recognizes the tremendous benefits of arbitration as an alternative to potentially costly litigation. Please note that even the client of a realtor can compel arbitration, so long as the client agrees to be bound by the arbitration process. This requirement to arbitrate means that local associations conduct two types of hearings: ethics hearings, which address a realtor's ethical conduct as it relates to the Code of Ethics, and arbitration hearings, which resolve monetary disputes. This leads us to the last component of the code, how it is enforced. We alluded earlier to the fact that it's the responsibility of local boards of realtors to enforce the Code of Ethics through a hearing process. The administration of the professional standards enforcement process is governed by the Code of Ethics and Arbitration Hearing Manual, promulgated by the National Association of Realtors. This publication has one key purpose: to provide local associations with specific guidelines on how to process complaints and conduct hearings, with the goal of providing due process to all parties. We will go into greater detail on the enforcement process a little bit later in the course. Next, we will explore the articles which are most commonly cited in complaints. Please click the arrow and continue to the next section, where we will dive into Article 1 of the Code of Ethics.